Hi guys, this is me again, Kirill, your Justice analyst. Welcome back, and today we are of course continuing with the Eurovision 2025 entries. Today it's time for one of the most interesting Eurovision countries, and it's Czechia. Czech's journey in Eurovision was not the easiest one. They have debuted in 2007, and in their first 3 years of participation they had each and every year the last place in the semi-final, or at least second to last. So after those 3 unsuccessful years, they decided, okay, it's done for us with Eurovision. And then 5 or 6 years later, in 2015, they came back, again didn't qualify, but didn't give up. And already in 2016, their first final was brought to them by Gabriela Gunčíková. And then since 2018, Czechia was sending each and every year very modern, very up-to-date and current entries, which definitely brought some very good results. And Czechia missed qualification since 2018 just twice. And last year, Aiko with Piedestal missed just a couple of points to be in the final as well. The Czech national selection in the previous years was very weak, and lots of Eurovision fans were complaining that the quality is very low. So this year the broadcaster decided to change the approach and to invite a very well-known figure in the Czech musical scene, and it's Adonxs, who even managed to win 4 years ago in 2021 the joint Czech-Slovak idol show called Superstar. Adonxs actually comes from a small town in Slovakia and not from Czechia, but since the breakout of Corona, he moved out of London. That's where he studied before and lived for quite a while, and he moved directly to Prague to pursue his career there. So I think now representing Czechia is definitely very much appropriate in the Eurovision Song Contest. And actually I have checked his recent works, and I think he has some so amazing songs, for example, Moving On. Or for example, the song No Common Measure really blew me away. I think this song I will definitely listen a lot on repeat. The song of Adonxs, titled Kiss Kiss Goodbye, has been written by a bunch of not so well-known composers in the Eurovision world, but also by the singer himself. But what I found quite random is that one of the composers is Child, who maybe you remember from the Luxembourg Eurovision selection of last year. Reason to let go, don't try to hold me down, 'cause all I know, I will. Which scares me a little bit, because I was not a huge fan of the entry of Child, but I think Adonxs has such great songs released in the last year, so if his Eurovision song will sound like that, I will be at least a huge fan, and I think he will do quite well. But now let's take a look at the lyrics of his entry titled Kiss Kiss Goodbye. The lyrics are of course quite short, so it's really hard to get the whole picture, I think, but it definitely talks about some sort of farewell. Even from the title, it's already clear that it talks about saying goodbye to each other. It's definitely not talking about the farewell after the first meeting or something like that, because Adonxs, for example, in the chorus is saying over and over again, kiss kiss. Then in the second verse, he's also saying dated devotion, you're wearing me out. When you said you loved me, it almost moved me, as he says in pre-chorus. To me, it seems like Adonxs is talking about a sort of unhappy relationship, maybe toxic relationship, where basically these two people, when they collide, then there is no other place to hide because the conflicts are probably so big. Adonxs also doesn't really believe that his partner is loving him anymore. So yeah, it seems to be a sort of emotional roller coaster where you are struggling between keeping the nice memories, nice things, the kisses and everything, and then on the other hand realizing that this is a toxic relationship, also realizing that your partner's not really loving you the way you thought he loves you. So yeah, the song is definitely not very happy and optimistic, so I think it will be again something kind of dark like those other entries from Adonxs, which I have listened to before recording this analysis video. And now let's just go for the first listen, where I will take a look at the official music video, and then for my second listen I will take a look maybe at the acoustic version, which he performed, I believe, in the Maltese selection. I have never seen that one as well, so that we can evaluate his singing skills a bit better. So I'm super excited, I have to say. I really hope it's some sort of dark electronic pop. Let's see. Okay, if someone is running, probably it will be rather up-tempo.
Blow me a kiss goodbye.
It sounds almost like Hope by Stefan, this kind of Western vibe. Oh, what a great instrumental, whoa. Beautiful head voice. So where is it going? What's coming? This choir is very powerful as well in the song. His voice is so gorgeous, wow.
You seem so holy, it almost fooled me.
I really like the flow of this pre-chorus, it's just such a beautiful melody. Okay, I haven't really seen this coming, but actually Adonxs is a professional dancer. He even pursued career in dancing first. So yeah, sure, show your skills. Now it gives a bit of this The Code by Nemo vibe. I didn't really follow the official music video, I'm not sure what was happening, but the song is really gorgeous. So what can I say? Well, it's just a very, very powerful entry. I think this already screams top 10 Eurovision. I'm not sure if it's the winner, because maybe it has a little bit too much in common with our previous winner. But in any case, this entry is fantastic. I'm sure Adonxs is a great singer. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see how he can perform it live. And the song is super modern. It has a very beautiful melody. I think some parts even sound a bit nostalgic in a good way. In the dance break, he can really show all his skills. So yeah, it's a very, very cool entry, and I think, yeah, we definitely see Czechia again in the Eurovision final. And now, as promised, for my second listen, I will take a look at the acoustic version of the song Kiss Kiss Goodbye, as performed by Adonxs in the Maltese Eurovision selection.
Blow me a kiss goodbye. No want my tears to dry.
The slow tones are just so beautiful, so stable as well. He has a gorgeous voice, wow.
In a moment till us collide, there's no other place.
Actually, usually for the male vocalist, it's very hard to transition from like lower tones to quickly higher tones, and he did it absolutely flawlessly. So very, very talented singer here.
You seem so holy.
Okay, his head voice, absolutely excellent. Then again, transition to the chest voice. Yeah, flawless. I don't really have even anything else to say. Wow.
Now keep your half apologies, drunken apathy. Ooh.
Definitely the song also shines through this acoustic version. I think it's having maybe a bit different vibe to the song which I have listened to right before that, but it definitely fits very, very well. And the melody of the song, the flow of the song is just fabulous.
Seem so holy.
This performance definitely gives Duncan Lawrence vibes, and it's definitely a compliment. So we luckily also get a chance here to see how it really sounds and looks like with those more powerful backing vocals, so kind of what we saw in the official music video. Yeah, sounds and looks fantastic. It definitely maybe lacks some dancers or more effective visuals, but I mean, it's just the promotional performance at the other national selection. Wow, so beautiful and just stunning vocal performance. I'm sure people who were sitting there watching this Maltese national final, they were like, why can't we just have such a good song in our own lineup? Wow, I'm definitely very much impressed by the Czech entry this year. Wow, somehow while going into this analysis video, I wasn't really expecting much from Czechia this year. I thought, well, it will be probably a good average song, but this is actually super powerful. From the entries which I have seen until this point of time, I can definitely say for me it's kind of playing on the same level as the Dutch entry. I think they even have some similarities. I mean, that C'est la vie entry by Claude. So Czechia will definitely have an amazing result this year, and Adonxs has just proved that his live vocals will be also flawless. So now it's only the task of the Czech Czech delegation to really bring some very memorable and stunning performance to the Eurovision stage, and then Czechia can maybe even get their best result ever. But now let's take a look what kind of results they already had in the Eurovision semifinals in the past. And as you can see, Czechia is a sort of country which is usually a borderline qualifier, so you can see that in accordance with their 5 years ranking, they're on place 9 out of 16 entries which will take part in the second semifinal, and in accordance with the last 15 years, even lower, they're on place 11. But I think these results are really kind of irrelevant because the entry of Adonxs is so powerful. There will be no final of Eurovision 2025 without this entry. And in which semifinal then the other contestants have to start getting worried because the amount of places for the finalists is getting more and more limited. And as you can see on your screen, it's the second semifinal where Adonxs will perform in its second half. Of course, this entry totally stands out in the second half with the entries like Maltese one, Finnish one, Danish one, Luxembourg one. They're all, you know, upbeat female songs. Then we have a ballad from Serbia, but this is also completely different vibe, more like a conservative old school ballad, and Czechia is bringing us definitely something very modern. I think the producers will most probably place Czechia somewhere in the middle of the second half, because this entry is definitely one of the potential contenders for top 3 in the semifinal, but it still wouldn't be a good entry to really close the semifinal because it's not really upbeat enough, not positive enough, and that's why I think his place in the middle of the second half will be very much justified. And now what about the Eurovision scoreboard, where we already have 32 entries, so I still have a couple of entries to react to, and as you can see on your screen, Czechia is currently ranked 10th. I could say that I am a little bit surprised by this slightly lower result than I would have expected, but when you look at the songs which are above, there are a lot of bobs. This is what Eurovision fans always love, but this is not something what necessarily finishes so high in the end. So I think Adonxs will probably surprise us and be even higher, but in general, you know, for Czechia, placing in top 10, this is kind of dream come true, and I think Adonxs can really make it. And what do the bookmakers think? And funny enough, they kinda agree with the Eurovision fans, because you can see now on your screen that Czechia is placed by the bookmakers on place 11, and taking into account then the entries of Cyprus and also France, which is even higher, haven't been released yet, so it means that bookmakers kinda place Czechia so far on place 9 or so. I think Czechia can even finish higher, but you know, without having any idea about the staging concept, it's really hard to put him above some of the other entries. Talking about the staging, the main thing which concerns me are the colors, because what we have seen in this performance in the Maltese selection and also in the official music video, they use a lot of this classical, you know, kind of black, red, gray, white, and this is something what a lot of other countries will use, so I think Czechia needs to find some kind of colors or special visuals which will be really outstanding and which will help us to differentiate the Czech entry from the others. I'm also super excited to see what exactly Adonxs will do in the dance break, but taking into account how experienced of a dancer he is, it will be probably something very memorable. My only concern is that this dance break is kind of before that part where he goes with his head voice into this operatic style, which is kind of the most challenging part of the song, so I really hope that he has enough breath control to sound outstanding afterwards, because this is definitely challenging. So that's what I have thought about the entry Kiss Kiss Goodbye, which will represent Czechia in Eurovision 2025. I think it's a great entry, which will give a great result to Czechia, which they very much deserve. Please let me know down below in the comments what have you thought about this entry. Maybe you even see it as a potential winner, or at least a potential winner of the second semifinal. Definitely write down below in the comments, and like this video, subscribe to this channel if for some reason you still haven't, and definitely tune in for the next one. Bye bye.